Good day, Tragic here, and welcome to something awesome. This is Darkest Night, one of my favorite Victory Point games, and just a fantastic game. This is such a great game. This is the official DLC mod for Tabletop Simulator, because not only of all the user-created mods, designers themselves make their own mods, which you buy. So this costs money to buy this mod, and proceeds go to Victory Point Games. And because they're made by the people who make the application, they're usually a lot fancier, and this is no exception. But yeah, this is basically an Arkham Horror style game. You draw event cards, you do whatever you need to do to kill the Necromancer and survive. So we're going to play this. Now the mod does come with all the expansions, but for our first playthrough, I'm just going to play same as I do on all my games. I just add expansions as I do extra playthroughs. So we're just going to start with the base game. The first thing we need to do is select a character. Now we have a massive amount of characters, so I'm just going to randomly select 4. So you just drag it out, drop it on the table, and that selects the characters. Bam. So we have the Rogue. Awesome. The Rogue is one of my favorite heroes because he has an incredibly powerful ability that allows him to basically, I mean, you'll see it in action hopefully, but he basically is able to get a free action every turn. The Exorcist. I have not played with the Exorcist. This has all the... I own all the expansions for Edition 1. I didn't bother getting Edition 2 because it was just basically the exact same game with slightly different graphics. I think they did tweak it a little bit, but I'm quite happy with my Darkest Night original set. I would have rather them made more for Darkest Night than made me buy the entire game again. This edition in Tabletop Simulator, by the way, is Edition 1. But I haven't played with many of the characters. I mean, there's so many. We also have the Wayfarer, awesome, and we have the Valkyrie, excellent. So these are our main characters that we get to play with. Now, part of it is that you get to select 3 skills. Now this, I could have sworn the rules were that you could pick any 3 skills, but this mod deals you 4 and then you pick one, so we're just going to go with that. So the way these works is that these are character abilities, kind of like RPG, you know, you can get different abilities. They fill up these slots as you play, and they all do different things, and there's a whole deck of these things here. There's another 6 powers in there. You'll never use them all, really. So you got to pick well, basically. So let's have a look at what we've got. We've got spend 1 to search with 2 dice, not bad. Spend 1 to fight with 3 dice, that is good. Exhaust at any time to gain 1 secrecy, up to 7. So that means he can only ever go to 7 here with that. Well, 7 is here. Basically, this is the secrecy track, and this is the grace track. I'll explain that as we play. And vanish, evade with 2, gain secrecy if you roll 2 successes. So these are all pretty cool. I think we're going to take these ones. We're going to take eavesdrop, vanish, and contacts. Yeah, and get rid of fight. This one gets shuffled back into our deck. You can see we have the day-night token. I've got to learn how to use Unity. See these tokens here? It's got its own light source and stuff. That is because it's an asset bundle made in Unity. I haven't learnt Unity, so none of my mods have these kind of awesome fancy stuff going on. Yeah, I'll just quickly read the Rogue's thing. The Rogue is a subtle hero, uniquely able to maintain low profile and escape notice. This secrecy in turn can be used by the Rogue to perform special tasks too dangerous for others to attempt. The rogue functions well as an assassin or a saboteur, whittling away the necromancer's ebon grip without presenting a target for counterattack. So he's basically tries to keep his secrecy up really, really high. So I like to use him to run around, and that's why I didn't choose the combat thing, because I like him to move a bit more freely around the board with secrecy and sort of solve problems. The Exorcist. Now this is a new guy. I've not played with him before. Let's have a look. The Exorcist has made his life's work to seek out and destroy evil. Though not adept at conventional forms of combat, he excels at spiritual battles, shielding himself with holy energies and casting out the darkness, with many tools for destroying blights and his self-renewing boons. He will not rest until the land has been purified. Okay, awesome. And he is... what have he got? Banish. Fight with 2 dice when attacking a blight or the necromancer. Reroll all 1s until they are not 1s. Okay. Action. 1 hero at your location gains 2 secrecy. Then all heroes at the location who have less secrecy may gain 1 secrecy. Wow, that's a pretty awesome one. At the start of your turn, make a single roll of 2 dice for all your boons. Activate it if any die rolls a 4. Active. Deactivate after making a die roll to ignore its consequences. Interesting. So what this is basically saying is at the start of your turn you do a roll of 2 dice. If you get a 4, you basically get a protective shield that will allow you to ignore the results of a bad roll. That sounds extremely strong to me. Courage boon. At the start of your turn, make a single roll. Activate if you roll 5s. Active. Deactivate at the start of your turn for +1 dice on all rolls that turn. Interesting. So, at the start of your turn, you do the roll, and then at the start of your turn, it deactivates. So, if you roll perfectly every time, it's still only active every second turn. Interesting. Because I think it's forced to deactivate. Well, I think these are pretty good. I think I'm going to take the... What are my other characters? I've got the Wayfarer and the Valkyrie. Excellent. So I think I will take the Banish. This Cloister seems very strong. Protective boon. See, I think I'm going to take both the boons and put Cloister back in the deck. Okay. Right, now let's have a look at these guys. Wayfarer. The Wayfarer is a wanderer by preference, never comfortable in one place too long. Energized by the open road, the Wayfarer is at his strongest when he arrives in a new area, and can be effective when he strikes off on his own. Sometimes he feels called to a specific area. Following such hunches can be rewarding. Okay, that's actually very, very cool. We've got the Rogue and the Wayfarer, which basically means you've got 2 kind of explorers, and we've got 2 combat guys. We've got this dude here, and we have the Valkyrie, who is freaking awesome. Okay, in the wind, elude with 3 dice if there is no other heroes at your location. Thither and yon. Ignore Blight's effects for the rest of your turn. Refresh your powers. Travel. Wow. Refresh powers. Awesome. And see how that says travel? That means that we gain the action travel. Now, the thing about this game that is super, super hard, see how we got these actions here? You can only do 1 action a turn. 1. It's extremely restrictive. Any skill, in my opinion, that gives you a free action is a must-have. So we're definitely taking this one, because not only do we get to travel, we also get to refresh our powers. I'm pretty sure that that allows us, that doesn't take the place of our travel action. It just, oh no, action, sorry. It says it's actually uses our action to activate the card. Okay, not quite as good as I thought it was, but still pretty good. Yes, I'm pretty rusty. I haven't played this game for a couple of years. I've been meaning to play this on my physical board game channel like forever, but it just always got pushed away. Okay, Gilding Star. Bonus. If inactive at the start of your turn, activate in a random location that is not the monastery. Deactivate after you search successfully in that location to gain a treasure chest in addition. Interesting. I guess that is the following his, it tells him to, it says here, following such hunches. So this is basically his hunch. From the blue, activate after traveling. Active. Deactivate before a fight to roll +2. Okay, so I think what we're going to take here is Guiding Star from the blue and Thither and Yon. Okay. And finally, we have Valkyrie, Mrs. Punchface. While many are overwhelmed by the horror of death, the Valkyrie dances gracefully upon its edge and knows strength amidst the woes that would destroy others. Fleet and sure, she darts through the air as if the world struggles to hold her in. Even when she seems far away, her allies are suffused by her mysterious spirit and find their burdens lightened. Tactics, fight with 2. Nice. Bonus, activate when you suffer a wound. Deactivate after any roll to add 1. That is actually super strong. You rolled d6s in this game, so +1 improves your odds immensely. Deactivate and lose a secrecy action. Deactivate to move to any location as a free action. Wow. Okay, so this one actually is an extra action, because you use an action to turn it on, and then you can do your action as well as deactivate it, which doesn't take an action. Excellent. Elusive Spirit. When the Necromancer's movement roll is exactly the minimum required to detect any hero, that hero may choose whether to be detected or not. I like this card, but I think it's not going to really help us until later in the game when the darkness track gets a little lower. I think we're going to take the Punch Face, we're going to take Sprout Wings, and we're going to take Visions of Death. So let's put these ones back. So I'm just going to quickly give the decks a shuffle. Don't know if the mod will do this. And then I just hit the start button, yo. Leblam. Where's the Necromancer? Oops, the Necromancer must be in here. Right. So where does he start? I think he starts in the ruins, right? Yeah, so the Necromancer starts in the ruins. So basically the script errored because this guy was in the bag. Oops, sorry about that. And now we're basically ready to start. So I'm going to move that to the next video. So let's save this camera and I will see you guys next time.